This is a tale of two field watches, one made of stainless steel and solar power, the other made of titanium with an automatic mechanical movement, and both part of the Timex Expedition series. I'm going to dig deep into the details and see which one comes out on top or which one works better for you. I won't skimp on the details, but I will fast forward through the unboxing because you don't do that every day, do you? This is the TW2W41700. It's the solar-powered one, made with stainless steel. And you can see that Timex went for what I think is a slight blue overlay with grey printed numbers above the solar cell and text in a border around the date window. The raised chapter ring is literally a ring around the center dial area, and I think they balanced the whole design really well. Design-wise, it doesn't have anything unnecessary for a field watch, and it's really legible in terms of the design. The tones are somewhat muted though, and I'll get more into that later. I will say the 41mm case works really well on my 7-inch, 18cm wrist, and I quite like the 12mm thickness here, though I think they could have made it thinner, given it's a quartz movement, but still, screw-down crown and crown guards gives us a lot of protection, and the 100-meter water resistance is great. Not to mention the sapphire crystal, of course. Now, you saw the retail price, which was Australian, about $300, but I got it for about $130 on Amazon, so keep your eye out for any sales. Overall, for that price, I think it's excellent, and the solar cells are part of the design, which, whether intentional or not, makes this really modern. Now, on the other side of the field, we have a collaboration between Timex and Huckberry, who clearly loved the original Timex Expedition in titanium, but wanted to make it a watch that they would wear. Their choices lean more towards minimalism than the sort of Expedition logo that replaces the 12 on the Timex version, which is really a follow-up to the James brand collaboration. Now, the Huckberry version can only be ordered direct, and there are limited numbers, and I fell for it and ordered it. It arrives in this nicely presented case, which sort of snaps open and has a nice leatherette texture and some padded interior. Ooh, here it is. So you get two straps. They're made out of a recycled Tide plastic nylon. You get titanium custom buckles with the Huckberry logo up there at the top. And there's no taper, which makes them feel like NATO straps, but they're two-piece, so not quite as thick. You do have the sort of Timex branded Miyota 8215 movement. It does have hacking, unlike the earlier ones. Sapphire crystal coating is great. I'm really pushing it there under the studio lights, but super legible. On the wrist, for me, this dial and case design is just about perfect. The font used for the numbers, the broad hands, the white second hand. Minute markers are simple and clear with high contrast, and the indices are applied with Lume as well. You can see the little recycled logo there on the eco-friendly strap. And it's nice to get a choice of two colors with two buckles. Side by side, let's take a look at the solar-powered one first because it's more of a traditional military look. Solid caseback with that matte finish all around, bead blasted, Expedition North logo, and specs reminding you of the sapphire glass and 100-meter water resistance. Matching buckle, which is quite nice, and I think the whole design really ties nicely together. The titanium, on the other hand, is more modern, more minimal, very similar case design. Yeah, got to keep that clean. Not that it's a smudge magnet or anything. It's pretty normal. I'm obsessed. Huckberry logo on the back. I'm using it with an Archer strap at the moment. I swapped over the titanium buckle here. I just wanted something black to suit the black dial. Again, there's specs and model number on the back, automatic movement. All titanium, sapphire crystal, 200 meters water resistant, as well as shock resistant, which is unusual. I'll get into more details about that later. And yeah, you can see two branded logos here, the Timex one underneath and then the Huckberry one slightly obscuring it depending on which angle you're looking at. You see the Huckberry again on the crown. It's some sort of enamel or plastic. Pretty subtle. Works with the whole design for sure. I think I'll just give that a clean again because that's how obsessive I am. I really like the border around the date. It feels like I'm working towards a deadline or something. And although the text doesn't match the numbers there, I actually prefer this. It's more legible to me. But that's me. I just can't get enough of this dial, to tell you the truth. There are all these little glints around the indices and the hands. Maybe you'll see it under a bit of a glare test. So let's compare the two of them now. You can see the solar version anti-glare coating doesn't work quite as well. Perhaps a combination of the type of coating they're using and also the muted colors of the dial itself. The titanium one is super high contrast and basically it's always legible almost no matter what I throw at it, I've found. Yeah, I think it's better coating as well. So for me, that's actually a big point because my eyes are slowly fading into being non-operable. So yeah, I am so leaning towards the titanium. Even though I still have a deep abiding love for the solar, maybe because I've had it for 10 months and put it through all its paces and really tried it with a bunch of straps. So let's get deeper into the legibility. Let's talk about the Lume. We'll charge them up, compare them to a Seiko land tortoise over here. Yeah, get them nice and charged. I'm going to go for a 20-minute test. I haven't done this on the channel before, but I've watched these videos and I thought, hey, I've got 20 minutes to waste like sitting in the dark, waiting for the recording to finish. So let's have at it. And while the Timex watches have Lume, they don't work anywhere near as well as the Seiko, but I will say the titanium one is still pretty usable, although not worth writing in any field notes, for instance. Now, looking at the two side by side here, you can really see how similar the cases are. The bezel, the shape, the curves, the crown guards, they're both supposed to be 41 millimeters and similar thickness. So I thought, well, maybe I could actually swap some parts out. It's kind of crazy, but I thought I'd give it a try. So I took the case backs off and I tried putting the solar powered case back without the display case onto the titanium one. And yeah, I gave it a try. I was gentle. Of course, I wasn't trying to mess anything up. Maybe I am voiding warranties, but hey, that's fine. I live on the edge here. I'm exploring. I'm on an expedition to the north. Yeah, so see, here's the thing. The waterproof rubber O-rings, they're different. It's literally like 1 or 2 millimeters difference. And I think that's a bit of a theme with the two cases. They're just a little bit different by 1 millimeter in some dimensions. And you can see the gap there. It just doesn't fit. I was hoping I could swap them and make the titanium one a bit thinner with the solid case back, but too bad. And something I forgot to look deeply into was the movement holder. Now here, A Blog to Watch did that for me. And you can see quite nicely that there's the little white plastic movement holder, and then there's another maybe movement holder around that movement holder, black plastic one, giving it a bit of shock protection. That's the theory. But I did remember to take the movement holder out of the solar version just so you can see exactly how tiny this movement is. It's the Epson AS32A, which is about half the size of the solar cells. And you get 4 months reserve, but I found I did have to charge it every now and then. It stopped. But you do get a nice warning when it's just about to run out. The second hand moves a little differently, 2 seconds in double ticks. But that's not something you'll have to deal with every second of every day you're wearing the watch. Maybe not every second. You can hear some rotor noise there. Give it a bit of a spin, put it down on a resonant surface like an IKEA desk, and you will hear that rotor. So I guess because it's a light titanium case and there's a lot of air in there, it's pretty easy for that sound to get through. It's not deadened. But if you can live with that, the titanium is a strap monster. It works great on canvas as before, or on this nubuck leather from cheap NATO straps. Vintage style. Give you a little bit of a look with that. I will savor that. And hey, why not go all out, even though it's thick? And here's a Watch Gecko leather NATO in my balcony jungle. And while we're at it, let's go full camo NATO. And I don't know, there's some leaves here that look sort of jungly and military. Looks great in the sun. Which is another important point because really both of these watches have decent enough water resistance for swimming all summer long. So while not exactly dressy, you can go most places and do most things with both of them all year round. And so we come to the end of my field expedition, for which I took absolutely no field notes and instead rambled on in intense detail about these two watches. I think it's pretty clear that for me, the titanium is the winner. The legibility, the feel of the titanium, and the absolute coolness of the minimal design is something I'm really drawn to. Huckberry did a great job reining in the over-the-top expedition logo as the number 12 that Timex went for, and put a more usable spin than I think the James brand did in the first place. In my opinion, of course, I find myself just looking at it and smiling wherever I am and in whatever lighting conditions I'm in. Because I'm so enamored with it, I'm willing to learn to ignore the rotor noise and thickness and enjoy the watch, because when it comes down to it, I want the design to be something that feels just right. I want that, ooh, this is special feeling when I look down at the watch on my wrist. And although I could find the Timex version of the watch on sale, the Huckberry version just got it all right. Flip side to all that is that the Solar is an extremely similar watch, and the blue solar cell dial has its own modern flair when it comes to field watch designs. The case is also just as satisfying to wear, and the crown guards make for a great fidget toy on both watches. It also looks damned awesome in the sun if you're willing to embrace the whole solarness of it all. Plus, it's significantly cheaper and definitely worth it. The titanium on sale is also worth it for most people, but the Huckberry collaboration is the one for me, and because of that, I don't look at its price in the same way. It's a true keeper. Said every watch nerd forever until they sold it. And so ends this tale of two field watches, solar and automatic. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd really like to know watch what you want.